Dun 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 dun. All right. What should we do? We should do.
I don't know. I didn't know how it would look with the camera cut off, so I was totally my whole like it should have been back up farther, being like, ta-da.
I don't know what to do with my hands. He's in a new spot, guys. Welcome to Astrology and Alchemy with Paranormal Sarah and Matthew Slozer. Usually he's in the camper. And what? Where'd you go?
I have no idea why I did that.
Dang it, my powers are so strong.
No, hang on. It just
he is here. Oh, what?
It just nixed my camera for some reason.
Guys, if you join us every week, you always know that between we have so much fun and we have so much fun chatting and we end up laughing or like pointing our casting finger in direct. I pointed here. There it is. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Fix it. Ding. And it will work. Oh, and now I'm suddenly really nervous because I ate a bunch of potatoes with herbs. Oh, I wonder if it's all in my teeth. It's okay. I'll be fine. Just don't have me on a big screen. If you guys are watching us, keep it on a small screen. So I don't have to worry about things because we don't have time for all that concern. Instead, Matt, where are you?
Can you actually still hear me?
I can still hear you.
I gotta say, and I'm gonna throw this. Watch, I'll end up getting fired, but I'll throw my damn work computer thing.
Okay.
Stupid things, and so now my camera's not working for some reason. So give me a second. It's gonna be funny that it opens this way and it actually works, but this is not the right camera. Well,
it was working perfectly fine before the show, and then we had to mention that things are going to work just fine, and we didn't knock on wood when we did that.
It's going to come back. It's going to come back. Watch, it's going to come back. It's actually on again, so I don't know why it's not showing me.
It'll work.
There we go.
There it is. See, there you are. Dang.
It all started because I'm trying to load, but I have so many firewalls that won't let me do it on YouTube because God forbid.
We do serious work, guys, on our Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We're serious.
We're on adult settings, and so
we're adults.
I have a firewall come in and prevent me from pulling this open, which I have to hack around every goddamn time, and I will hack around it every goddamn time because I'm freaking stubborn. But I wanted to get on this solely so that I could actually participate.
Sorry, all you Christians out there. We just damned Christ twice.
Oh, yeah,
you just did that. Yeah. No, you're not.
No, I live in the Bible Belt, and I'm actually a Christian, but I still.
God, I'm gonna look like Megan Fox all night long, and that's
like a sailor. I'm just totally screwing that. I will just.
Yeah, just leave it. Don't worry about it.
I'm not gonna worry about the chat.
We're gonna focus tonight.
I wasn't sure the camera was gonna look with the like split screen because I'm used to.
Yeah, he was trying to multitask, guys.
This is my Sunday Night Dead like shots. I'm used to being like the full shot. So.
Well. This has given us 2 minutes to accurately let people come in, trickle in, if you will. If people are like doing responsible things, shame on them. We've given them time now to know that it's 9:00 p.m. Central Standard Time on a Tuesday night, which is Astrology and Alchemy. It's when we're going to talk about, I don't know if they're holes in the top of our Tupperware container or not anymore, but we're going to talk about those shiny things outside. Not Elon's satellite stream. But the stars, the constellations, the planets, the big things in the sky, because it's relevant, right, Matt? It's not just fluff.
Absolutely. And a big hello to everyone in chat, which I was actually going to try to participate with you, and I can't. So just my big hello, and Sarah's got all the chat control here. I just can talk.
Power is mine.
I really wanted to. Maybe next time.
No, too bad. Yeah, he tried and it didn't work this time, guys. That's okay. It's just it's really important for him to understand. That's actually probably going to switch though, right? Because we were thinking with the new year to maybe switch StreamYard. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
There's all kinds of exciting things in store for the Astrology and Alchemy guys workshops coming up and different things you guys wanted to talk about. But let's get into the week. How did your guys' Virgo new moon in Virgo? I'm a Virgo. Did you have a Virgo come into your life? Did you have?
I am shocked at how many people, the Facebook thing of birthday reminders, I didn't realize how many of my friends are actually Virgos.
What do you mean? You didn't know?
A lot of friends when I get to like, it's so-and-so's birthday. Wish them a happy birthday. I'm like, wow, there's a lot of Virgos that I know. Like I always I always tell you, it's Cancer, Leo, Taurus. Like the bulk of my friends are Cancer, Leo, Taurus. I didn't realize there's a fair amount of Virgos out there.
We're good people. We're good people.
Yes, you are.
And we're organized. And we have a to-do list. Questions, things to be working on. It's a time of analysis and growth and, you know, all that stuff. Thoughts, intentions, different parts of ourselves, things that are kept silent, that Archangel Uriel. All of those references, guys, for Earth magic are really, really relevant. We did the math equation that I think I scared people on social media because
I was looking to see how people solved it, and I have to go back and check. I was like,
this math equation. If anyone's a math, kind of the astrology right now, or if you're looking at alchemy, the way that I'm doing alchemy and occult work, this is kind of the way of the yin yang external chaos right now. This, if you're a good math person, so it ends up being, I think, like earth to the fifth power.
Air.
What?
It's all earth and air.
It's all earth and air. The only water is Neptune and Pisces, and that's those crazy dreams. So if you guys have had crazy dreams, people visiting your dreams, last Friday did a special show on old hag syndrome and parasomnia out of a UK show, and Neptune and Pisces is bringing weird fantasies, creation, delusion, a lot of water references in people's language. A lot of people saying like, I'm barely staying afloat and I've got to get to shore. And like in my therapeutic settings, at least, a lot of water imagery I've noticed, even though there's only that tiny bit of water in the chart.
So when we talk, I was calling it like a dust storm. It's like all the air is taking material things and like hit me in the head with it. So it's like, you know, a money or financial thing. I'm going to like take something up and like hit you in the head with like the financial thing, but it's other people carrying it. It's other people's ideas. It's other people's voices.
It's that moment in Twister when you see the cow go. Yep. Collateral damage of air, because air, Archangel Raphael, you know, how do you know what you know? Oh yeah. Why do you think that? It's just a bunch of trash, drama, shit talking. You have to step out of it. And that either means that you step into fire and just focus and do your thing, or you're going to step back into like earth and have to rethink things, remeasure things, reevaluate things. And that's okay too.
Which I've mentioned before, like if you do your birth charts and look, like, you know, you'll have different, so you're like an earth fire person and I'm an earth air person. So I should be more comfortable in this. I can't say that I actually am, but like, since most of my signs are earth and air, I should find this more comfy, and I probably do. At least there's not a lot of water. I have a hard time when there's a lot of stuff in water, so at least there's not a lot of stuff in water. Right?
You can see the discomfort in his face because it's like, I wish I liked him. Yeah, this is one of a very sarcastic time right now as far as like the culling season goes. There's just things that have to be said, and there may not be an emotional connection tied to it at all, or maybe there shouldn't be because it's just information. So don't let, you know, hot-headed people get, you know, in or around, mess things up at work, these kinds of situations, because that's going to be happening. We see you. Don't let it happen. Kind of protection.
Yeah, friends with me on social media, like I am an air person. I stir. I just did it like 5 minutes before we got on here. I just do it.
What did you stir?
I just launched stuff out there just to. So like I like air. I like that whole like dialogue between, like I can argue and have satire and say, and like there's no because there's no water. I don't get emotionally bent out of shape over it. So
what did you stir?
And I just happened to throw out that I didn't. Somebody I know threw out something about how that all this stuff that's going on in the world is just a flu.
Well, and I just have to focus. My whole world.
I've been in the world for decades, and I know nobody that's died from the flu, and now I know 24 people that have died from this other thingy, and I got a bunch of other people I know that are in the ICU right now.
Don't say the word. They'll shut us down, Matt.
Oh,
don't say the word.
I told you, I got a lifetime ban because after I got the shoddy thing, I made a joke about being able to go to McDonald's, and I paid with my hand because it was the mark of the beast. I paid with my hand, and then they said, "Thank you, Matthew, for getting your vaccine." And I had to appeal it. They gave me a lifetime ban for misinformation. And even when I sent it, I'm like, you read that, and anyone with half a brain will know that that was a joke and satire. And
I appreciate that.
Then they reinstated me, but I've had to tone down the satire because people are too
Well,
Get too bad.
man, people, we can't even go there. We can't even go there. That's a whole nother show. That's a whole nother show, also known as No Man's Land, which you can find on Paranormal Sarah's YouTube stream. Please join me there.
I had to shut it down, Sarah, because before we started working together, I had a whole bunch of like fake news sites and stuff out there before that became a thing. I'm just like, this is just so funny. Just see who you can like mess with and stuff. And so we had.
Don't do that, guys.
I had a zombie running for president. I had like apocalyptic crap going. I had all kinds of stuff that I was like trolling people on and stuff. And
Luna says Freemasonry knows about the aliens. Oh, those Freemasons! Don't let them scare us. No, I work a lot with Freemasons actually, and I met my husband in a Freemason building that I wasn't supposed to be in. The Illuminati is real, and the Bilderberg is real, but that's a whole nother show. Guys, we're already 11 minutes in. It's already 9:11. We got to get into the astrology. We got to focus. Let's focus. Here we go. And I'm not sure what happened. I believe Mary sent money. I didn't even know that was a possibility.
Yeah, and the Paranormal channel, it's like they like buy us a beer or buy us a coffee. Yeah, you can do it. So thank you very much.
We'll have to let the owners of the Paranormal channel, who is not us. No, thank you. That is so cool. I didn't even know that was an option. That is super awesome. So thank you, Mary, for your support. That is just absolutely cool.
But you can. I'm going to do it. I usually don't do this. I'm not a marketing or sales guy, but you can support us by going to either one of our sites and getting a reading.
Good job. You could do that too. Yeah, you could do a reading. Yeah. Matt does astrology readings, amazing birth charts. I mean, freaking amazing. I do other stuff too. You know, we do things. We talk and know things. But yeah, so thank you, Mary. We really appreciate that support. It's really, just appreciate it. Thank you. So guys, we shared last week, man, Monday, the last few days have been kind of exhausting. I don't know how you felt. I don't know if you've been like wonky, if you have felt exhausted, if you have felt displaced or dissociated. September 6th, yesterday, that new moon, and we also had Mars in Virgo. We had Pluto moving in Capricorn. We had Venus in Libra. We had Jupiter in Aquarius. We had all this stuff happening. We had more than 5 to 7 movements shifting in the stars. A lot of Virgo energy. And we can be overwhelming sometimes. We can be a little too much. So today, the moon was added into Virgo, Mars in Virgo. So feeling and doing, taking it up a notch, but also cutting ties, writing things down, sending things out. But tomorrow, I'm going to go on my Instagram and I'm going to take a series of photos with a really cool hat that I found. I might sell it. I don't know, Matt, if I'm going to sell it or not. It's a Libra hat. I am not a Libra, so I don't really feel like I'm going to wear the hat. But it's a really cool Libra hat. So I might take like one cool picture and then put it up on my site for sale for a discount. Because tomorrow, Wednesday, September 8th, it's almost September 11th. September 8th, the moon is in Libra. Dun, dun, dun. And that is conjunct Mercury in Libra. So when you hear that, Matt, moon in Libra, conjunct Mercury in Libra, Libra. Moon and Mercury. What do you have to say?
So I got to always add this for folks that don't. So there's something called a Pullman chart. Something else I can do for you guys if you want. That shows which sign has the most power. So even though my sun sign is a Capricorn, so we're fellow Earth signs, though I am the asshole Earth sign, you are not. I actually have more Libra planets and energy than Cap. So I'm kind of like this Cap Libra mix. So I actually really like Libra. So Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus rules 2 signs, Taurus and Libra. So Libra is the extroverted one. It is very diplomatic. It's but it's a cardinal sign, so it influences things. So it's kind of, I view it as like soft power. So it influences people through more manipulative type things. Also very, they like nice things. So this is like not the, I'm not going to go shopping at Walmart type, sign. They like nice stuff. A little materialistic, in my opinion. Maybe that's just because I have the Capricorns are materialistic too. So
good for that hat.
That Libra Capricorn combo probably makes me like super materialistic. So anyway, conjunct is combined. So you're combining the energy. So you're combining Mercury, which is thoughts and communication in the Libra space with the moon, which is emotions. So your emotions, thoughts, and communications are all unified in this space that is very diplomatic, soft power influence. So I see this as you're able to very well articulate your emotions.
Well, and I'm looking at my chart.
And being able to articulate that to other people, and maybe, because Libras are good at convincing people to do other things, convince people to do things that you would like in line with your emotions. The persuasive energy.
To do what we
Persuasive
want.
and sales pitch energy. So, is this today or tomorrow? Because if it's today, it's
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Make your persuasive sales pitch tomorrow.
Pitch the thing. Write the letter.
Whatever
Send the
that thing
note.
is.
Like 12:01 or like tomorrow at afternoon. Doesn't matter. It's Libra. You do what you want because Libra is cardinal, right?
Yep. And I'm just getting caught up on the
because I see them as a totem pole. You've got the cardinal, that's the top, like the middle. I'm in the middle. I ain't going nowhere. You know, like the fulcrum in the middle. It's kind of stuck in between, like the little monkey in the bed jumping off the bed, and it's someone in the middle, so it's not going anywhere. And then you have the bottom, which is like into the ground. It's like composting. Composting. Was that your doppelganger, or was your daughter answering me in synchronistic moment?
My daughter talking.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, my mic picks up a lot. That's the reason why I usually do it in the camper. You'll hear extra stuff here. But
it's okay. We're real people. We're not reptilians. We haven't been converted yet. Even though you have gotten the jab, you're on the other side.
Yes,
How is it over there, Matt?
I joked around, but I probably get like nailed that I was gonna do one of these shows once, like in like zombie makeup. You'd be like, I'm feeling really great after that, but like my lifetime ban has like sapped all like social media humor from me. So, I saw Katie said that she's a Libra and she likes thrift stores. Yeah, but I bet you, Katie, you like nice things from thrift stores.
I love nice things from thrift stores. I love to go antiquing. I love to go to estate sales. I love all the things. I'm a frugal gypsy, so I don't like to spend a lot of money, but I also refuse to haggle. So that's kind of a weird thing. Communication is going to be active tomorrow. Know that. Know that. Hear ye, hear ye. I think of the character from the first night. First night? Night. What? Geoffrey Chaucer.
Oh, wow.
My husband's ridiculous with trivia. That person's name. I already forgot it. Geoffrey Chaucer.
Chaucer helped me get a scholarship.
What? Do you know him?
Story. He wrote the Canterbury Tales, right? Is that who he's talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me have a moment.
That helped me lock up a scholarship.
We have a moment of synchronicity again. Wow, that was really cool. Yes. So I'm thinking of that. Okay. Thursday. Libra again. Libra moves again. On Thursday, the moon still in Libra, moving, squaring off with Pluto and Capricorn. So why do you do that? Why? What is that? That Pluto and Capricorn. I know that's big. Anything Pluto is
weird, but I'm going to struggle with this because it's weird because they are square, so they don't really mesh together. But as I mentioned earlier, these are like my two strongest signs. So I'm kind of like weird in this space. I don't know if I'm going to be able to interpret this one right. But go ahead. Sorry.
Well, no, moon and Libra. So I think of the inner feelings, weighing it out. I've got some really cool pictures for that too. But squaring off with Pluto and Capricorn.
So the square, I always view that as it's in your way. So if you just even think square, like right angle, I'm probably doing this like that's like get the camera right. So kind of right angle here. So it's in your path. So if you have Libra, your emotions, again, we already said, is in this kind of soft power, diplomatic, liking things, not liking everything to be nice. We're all going to get along. Everything's going to be nice, but there's always a but to this. That everyone thinks nice and everyone's getting along, but it's all moving in the direction that I want it to go in. Being opposed by, this is why I did the ugh. Pluto, insensitive, the farthest planet out, the least personal planet. Pluto does not give a shit. It's change that's coming. It's big change, and it doesn't matter what you think or feel about it. It's coming anyway. In Capricorn, which is like the CEO sign, it is achievement. It is the little goat going up the hills, up the hills, up the hills. So you have this whole like kumbaya. Everybody's moving in the right way you want. and then there's going to be this big change that gets like right in your face that doesn't care about all your soft power and all these things. That's why these two signs are square to each other, because we're going to move forward and we're going to climb that mountain, and we don't give a shit what your little group of friends think.
And I wish I had an instrument near me, because if you're playing whole steps, right? Meow, meow, meow. You have, Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie, if we're playing the guitar, or good boy, do fine always, if we're playing the piano, and earth, water, air, fire. So it's just a whole step, and they're both cardinal. So when I see that 90-degree angle, it's also a complete whole step in like a space. So they're squaring off, but they can work together. But it's not like one is going to be stronger than the other. They have to kind of be cohesive. They have to have a similar flow. They have to not be in conflict. Like it has to be a good whole step in that space. So if you're musically inclined, I'm omnidextrous, so I really struggle with playing music, because you hand me a guitar and I'm like, it's like, it's a real problem. I don't know who I am.
Good thing for Luna. 5
Luna.
planets and 4 planets and 2 houses. I don't know so much about the houses, but this is where I say that I have a lot of Libra energy. If you have 3 planets in a sign, that's a stellium. And
you mean in your birth chart?
In your birth chart. So that sign can have a lot of power and influence in addition to your sun sign. So I'm thinking if you have 5 and 4 in a house, you probably have a whole lot concentrated in 2 signs. And if they're not your sun signs, those are going to have a lot of influence on you as well. I'm sorry, Sarah, go back to what you're going to say. I just didn't want to lose that in the chat.
No, that's so important. And all of those questions, guys, that's what we want to measure. And Luna, I'm wondering, depending on like maybe what kind of magic you practice or belief system you have, if you feel comfortable enough sharing that, the birth chart can play into your practice or your belief system. If you have 0 fire in your chart, that says a lot about your personality, that you might hesitate, you might lack impulse to want to be spontaneous. You might overthink, overanalyze, be too grounded. And there is a thing in that. So all of those things I think can be so helpful to know about ourselves. So feel free to share. She says, "Ooh, I'm an alchemist." Okay, good. We can work. We can work with you, Luna. No wonder you're here.
I'm like totally messed up on that. I'm doing it totally backwards because I'm like not on my usual sign thing. I want to give a thumbs up. Ignore me.
Like that.
I'm usually on the other side of the screen, so I'm like
You're
totally moving in the wrong directions.
You're just fine. Okay, Thursday, my favorite day. You guys know, Thursday. Thursday is, I don't know, it's my last day of the week. So it's kind of my Friday, I suppose, for what most people are. I feel like I've got everything done. I feel like I can kind of like getting ready to go into the weekend. I'm so excited. And it's also when like shit gets crazy. Friday's overtime and like in crisis and things like money making time. People going to be dying, which I hate to say that that's good business in my world, but in the paranormal or in forensics, it's kind of good business. So Friday is a whole different world. But Thursday, September 9th. What's happening on Thursday, September 9th? Something significant is happening on that day. And I can't remember what it is. But what's happening in the stars is the moon is in Libra. And it is squaring off. No, that's not it. That's what just happened.
Yeah, we just did that one.
We just did that one.
Which I think my kids might be coming in from work really soon, so it'll be really noisy here, so I can mute myself.
You can already hear it happening, he says. I can already hear it happening.
No,
okay.
I can look out my window and see the car coming down the driveway.
He's prepping. He's like, it's going to get crazy. Okay, sorry. Then, man, we're already into Friday. Is time going by that fast? Man, we're already on Friday, and it's already 9:30. Okay, that's okay. Then it's Friday. Get ready. It's going to be Friday. This is that crazy day I was talking about. And, oh, my gosh, my cheeks ball up. And you know why, if you saw me post it.
It's got to be, is it a Neptune?
Venus.
You always hate Neptune. Oh.
Is in Scorpio on Friday. Look at Matt's face. Venus and Scorpio. Ooh.
Everybody hates when we talk Venus, and this is like...
Rub it all in my hair.
Yeah, this is like the... I'm sorry. This is like...
Just a Ben Stiller movie.
I didn't read it, but this is like the 50 Shades of Grey like combo here. I mean, this is... Or that movie, what was it, American Pie, where the girl kept talking about band camp, and then like they got her alone, and she was like this dominatrix. It's like
one time.
Yes,
Yes.
it's like the freaky vibe.
Yeah. Which is a big deal. It's a serious deal. It's going to play into, if you have a crush at work, or if you have a peeping Tom, or you have someone in your space, or you're working on something in a relationship, you're working on affection. This is a really good opportunity to spice that up, because Venus is sensuality, right? And Venus in Scorpio, I mean, the reason it's kind of spicy is Scorpio is life or death, right? Scorpio is either not going to kill you, or it is, and you're not even going to know it when it comes, because you never hear a scorpion coming. It's not like they no, it's just going to happen. And so this Venus in Scorpio it's just going to jump up and be a sensual thing, a romantic impulse, a impromptu. I don't know, Matt. Take it away. What do you think? What do you think?
Venus is intense, so this can be like a good intensity, or this can be you're a creeper with like a room full of pictures of the person, like intent. Like it's Venus is. I always get it's like the spa. I always do it. It's like the James Bond energy, but so there's like magnetism to it, but there's like almost this element of, just think of the scorpion. Like, I'm gonna like just run and get you in my claws and like drag you into my burrow, and you may live, you may not live. I mean, it's just it's intense. And so then you get like romance combined with intensity. It can be really cool, or it can be really scary, or it can be really creepy. I mean, it can go in a lot of. All I'll say is Scorpio anything is intense. Venus Scorpio is romance and intense, and that can go in a lot of different directions. Some good, some bad.
Some good, some bad. Be awares out there's. Scorpio energy, for ritual suggestions, it's always sensuality, it's always food, it's always creative, it's always like finger painting or face mask or spa treatment. You want to get sensual with yourself. If you're just like, hell no, I ain't gonna deal with all of that out there. That's a safe thing too, to know your boundaries. And then, to kind of, maybe the shadow work is talking about yourself, things that you don't go into with yourself, things that might otherwise be off topic or taboo, or, masturbation or things like that. What are your secrets? That is going to be a Venus enters Scorpio vibe. And that's on a Friday night.
Friday too. Ooh.
Right. On a Friday night, on a waxing moon.
Yeah. I got to add one other thing, though, on the Scorpio thing is just keep in mind, Scorpio, I would say the Scorpio energy is the most possessive and can be the most jealous. There's some others that come close, but I would give that award to Scorpio. So I would say this is not the time to play game. Like, I would not play, I'm going to try to make my lover jealous games on Friday, because that could go in a really bad way, because Scorpio energy is very possessive and very jealous. And so
I think about
that intensity. It's like some really weird shit could happen if you like play that card. So I would not play the jealousy card at all this weekend. No.
And this is kind of what's weird is, again, I kind of, I'm always looking to my cheat sheet to kind of see how I've mapped it out. Scorpio is in that center space where, in comparison to all the other things, you've got Pisces kind of pulling it down. Neptune and Pisces is right around in the area. You have so much Virgo weighing it down, a little bit of Capricorn in that tug of war. So Scorpio is still kind of going to be lingering there in the middle. It's going to be in a stalemate. So things aren't going to come to fruition of this. It's going to be a lingering thing. Pluto's in Capricorn. So.
And I saw you posted the next one, and the next one's really bad.
No, it's not. Don't do that. Don't be.
You don't like the Neptune and Pisces anyway, but I'm going to go in a really bad.
I don't. I really don't.
Really bad. This is so again, think of everything I said about trying. So I think I'm jumping ahead here. You got the moon, emotional. Oh, it was Moon. Is it Moon in Scorpio? Or is
This
it
is,
Moon?
so Saturday.
Oh, this is still bad.
The moon in Scorpio
This is internal emotions in that
trying
same
Neptune and Pisces.
intense space, possessive, jealous, intensity. Trine is synergy with Neptune, which is dreams and delusions, in Pisces, which is its home sign, which is introspective and dreamy. And how I interpret this as this is you're interested in, the person's interested in someone and they get all the signs that you are truly interested in me, and they're like misreading absolutely everything because they're in that Neptune space. But then if that emotional thing gets triggered, since it's in Scorpio, there's a danger. Like, don't forget, Scorpion's got that tail. Like, there's a danger to like breaking that delusion with. So this, personally for me, I think this could be a dangerous space because there's that delusion. So it's not necessarily romantic, but again, think Venus is in Scorpio as well. So that probably plays some into this. You have that emotional intensity combined with having synergy with delusion, all in water. To be honest, somebody had mentioned they have no fire in their chart. I have no water in my chart. So maybe I'm like the least comfortable with these like water signs. But I just see this is where things could go really sideways. This is, again, don't lead anyone on. Be careful if someone you think maybe is getting the wrong impression. You don't want to put them in a situation where they're necessarily like humiliated, or if they like would be in a position that if they go like off the deep end, you don't want to be like in an unsafe spot. It's all those kind of energies. I hate to sound paranoid, but it's all those kind of energies I'd be really, really careful of with these signs that kind of Sarah's kicking out here, because this could be like weird. Yeah. This could be like the person having, like the stalker person having like a meltdown in like the middle of a food court type energy.
Well, and I know, and this is kind of one of those people, someone had asked, why do you get nervous of Neptune and Pisces? And this is because, okay, so we're going on maybe 22 years now of working in forensic psychology in some realm or another, starting as, forensic psych tech, and then going into the nursing part of it, and then the medical part of it, and then the assessment part of it, and then the clinical part of it. Working in all of those realms, it doesn't matter if you're in a hospital or in a jail. It doesn't matter if you're in a full lockdown facility or a group home. Friday night, Neptune and Pisces, it doesn't matter if it's Tuesday morning. That Neptune and Pisces is usually when, if I'm working crisis or if I'm working with people on like civil commitment, that's when people overdose. That's when people jump. That's when it's really not a time that I'm going to spend any manipulation. There's not going to be like, here, let's smoke a cigarette and talk about it. They're serious. They're delusional. They might see me spark that lighter and think I'm burning their life down. And so you have to take every single thing that you do and be very precise. Otherwise, go into the deep end, skinny dip into the dark water. Who knows if there's sharks? You have to be willing to be like, you know what? I don't care if I get a fish up my urethra. Fuck it. And just not care at all. Or be aware of all the things. Because Neptune and Pisces.
And I'm not saying don't be cruel, but just watch out for, this is like the energy where you need to be if you're just like a kind person and someone's reaching out to you for help this weekend, just keep in mind that outreach for help could be
real,
could be an overture. And if you provide a sympathetic ear, shoulder to cry on or something, they could really be getting the wrong idea. And then if you clarify that, they could like end up burying you in their backyard. I mean, that taking it to the extreme, that's kind of like the stuff to like watch out for. So,
and be careful, because that energy is out there. If you are an empathetic person, you're probably going through the Capricorn. You're probably having like ripples, deja vu, dreams, remembrances, these things like old times, oh, look at that old bag of, baseball cards or something like that coming out. And the Pluto has that ripple effect, and the Neptune and Pisces might pull on a string of nostalgia for you that can be dangerous. So you have to know, look, this is a SIG, okay? You got to know all the specs of the weapon that you are working with, or do not go shooting with it. Don't. Either know it and use it correctly and use it well, or don't use it at all on Neptune and Pisces. That's just my recommendation. It's just what I'm going to say. I'm just going to share that with you. And I would say now, having worked my way up through that education glass. Is it a glass ceiling for women? What is it supposed to be? Some glass ladder? I don't know. I never saw the thing. It was made out of glass, I suppose. But whatever it was, I was supposed to climb or hit or break or shatter or whatever it was. Nobody really believes in astrology, but everybody's aware of it. And the Neptune in Pisces and the full moon, regardless of what sign it's in, is a big deal. It's a thing. It's a thing. You'll notice it. Police officers probably notice it as well. So empaths notice it as well. But let's see it in context. What are you going to do on Friday, Frisky Friday, and soup? Let's call it Soupy Saturday. Ooh, like this kind of soup. What happens on Sunday? This is how all the psychics look, and we know. How do we know? Because on Sunday, it is the moon in Sagittarius. Uh-oh, moon in Sagittarius. Fire. Sextile, getting along with, Saturn in Aquarius. The DMV, Deep Space Nine of the world changing, the age of Aquarius, information, the internet. How do you interpret the moon in Sagittarius, sextile Saturn in Aquarius?
I gotta say again, it's weird. The outside of Leo, which I've said before, I have a lot of Leo friends. Everyone I've ever dated was a Leo. The other two fire signs just don't click with me. And so Moon, Sagittarius, this is the explorer. This is the bungee jumping sign. This is the, we're just going to go out and I'm going to sell all my stuff and go parade around India type sign. So this is emotional exploration. So this is weird. I guess where I'm kind of uncomfortable is just what we just talked about with all the misconceptions and all the things we talked about Friday, Saturday. All of a sudden Sunday, you're going to get into this emotionally exploratory. I'm just going to go out and try new shit.
Yeah. You know what?
Combined with sextile, I say is removing boundaries. And so the Saturn in Aquarius is a weird one for me too. So you're going to get why this is bugging me. Saturn's the rules, the rings. I always view, the rings kind of boxing you in, but Aquarius is the rebel. So I interpret this energy right now. Saturn in Aquarius is the ability to change the rules, change the boundaries. So now you have emotionally, I want to explore and try new things, combined with, I'm going to rebel and change all the boundaries. This is I'm going to rebel and try lots of new stuff.
Are we a slave if we feel these vibes? If all of us listening right now are like, wow, this really makes a lot of sense. Do you feel like that you're just unaware then floating, or that you're like, wow, I'm so aware that
I view all these things as the nudge. You still have, everybody's got free will. Everybody can do their own, it's just the nudge. So, but I think this is a weird combo after what we just had Friday and Saturday with this whole Scorpio intensity to all of a sudden come into Sunday of, oh hell, I'm going to try new things. So it's you got the creepy stalker guy, and all of a sudden Sunday, hey, you know what? Maybe he's kind of a cool guy. I'll go off to his cabin out in the middle of Montana.
This
that's what's sitting well. Again, I wait till you I don't look at these in advance. It's ABC. I'm just seeing this as oh shit, this is not a good weekend.
I know.
This is end up getting buried in somebody's yard weekend.
Yes, this is this is one night stands where people become pregnant. This is where
one night stands where people's heads end up in somebody's refrigerator.
Oh, well, just not so much violence. Where are you getting violence?
That's kind of weird. That's kind of what I'm saying.
I know that's what your intuition's telling you, but who is going to die? And that's where I get so excited, because Matt is a very gifted psychic. Don't let him fool you. And so when we start saying these things, last week we said, a few weeks back, we said, look out for hurricanes, worst we'll ever see. Mock me if I say there's not a category 6. And I laughed, and then I wasn't laughing.
Yeah.
Because we say these things, we are powerful. And it's the awareness, I believe. I truly do, that awareness of it. And so Sunday, I see the moon in Sagittarius. I put on my cheat sheet for ritual suggestions that this is melting. So tea and milk, melting sugar in your potions. What do they call them? Oxacillums, where you have sugar mixed with certain vinegars or flavor infusions to make shrubberies. Melting wax, sealing your letters with old school wax, coming into a new melt. Think of that fire and melt. The rules changing. bending. Something is going to become malleable in your life that is a fire, a warm, it might feel really good. Ooh, oh yeah. S'mores. Psst, ah! Like, be careful.
I'm just saying, stay away from random people this weekend. Even if it's somebody like on the fringe that all of a sudden like makes like strong over, like just give yourself some distance. I'm not saying that everybody's going to be bad. There's just that energy out there, and you don't want to be. Even if it's like 1%, I'd hate if you're like that 1% person whose head ends up in a refrigerator.
It won't be me, but it might be. That would be, I would have. Sarah, don't even say that. Working in forensic psychology, I'd like to think my obituary should be as spicy as my life. But I don't think that stuff usually goes in the obituary. Like, Sarah would have wanted us to tell you her head was found in a freezer. Like, I think I would want people to know that. But I don't know. I suppose I shouldn't be so lucky. I'll probably just poop my pants and die of old age like most people. I don't know. It depends on how lucky I am. But it won't be this weekend, and it won't be this Sunday. Nothing like that is going to happen. So I want everyone to kind of be aware as we kind of wrap around the weekend. This is that predictive magic when people go, oh my gosh, how are you so Matt and Sarah, how are you so wise? How are you so gifted and psychic? It's a lot of it's astrology awareness, the ability to look at it, talk it through, discuss it rationally with other people, skeptically in Matt's Excel spreadsheet where he looks at things twice and 3 times and 4 times, and then we talk about it. This, other witches around the world, and preferably in our northern hemisphere. This, what day is that going to be? Is that going to be Monday? Gosh dang it, it's going to be Monday. Yeah, but not just one thing happens on Monday, 2 things happen. And the first of the 2 things for Monday, September 13th, is that it's going to be a second quarter moon. A moon shift is always important, especially to women, and it's going to be in Sagittarius. So what do you think when you see?
That's building more energy in. So if the new moon was in Virgo, so I said before, that's like a whole cycle on analysis, introspection, kind of seeing where the gaps are in your life. The second quarter, now the energy is building. So now it's going to be, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and try and explore new things. This is what things can I do to help address these gaps? So I say Monday is going to be a time of motivation to do things to improve it, like a big self-improvement. People are going to be like joining the gyms.
Yeah, well, and that's always a good thing.
If you sell gym memberships and stuff, you'll probably have a good day on Monday. It's that kind of energy.
Get out, do something. I'm hoping my roller skates come. I got roller skates for my birthday, and I cleared out my garage. Got a little smooth spot in there. I'm going to jam. Hopefully I don't break a hip and die in my garage. Oh my God, that would be so sad. Help, I've fallen. Especially if I didn't have a life alert after all those years in the 90s making fun of it. That would not be funny.
You wanted something spicy, like your head ending up in a freezer, and it's going to end up being something like she slipped on roller skates.
And my dog ate me or something. Yeah, with my van roller skates on, because they're vans. They're just cool. I've been waiting for so long for my birthday for them to come, but they're going to come on Monday. I can feel it. And I also know, not only because it's a waxing, meaning that it's building, we're seeing more of it. It's building. Look, there's more of the moon in the sky. Waxing in Sagittarius, fire energy. Fire means do, move, get up, get up, get up, get up. Fire under your ass, right? A spark of action, like if we're doing divination, wands. And I also know, because my psychic bones also look, and I see that Mars enters Libra. Dang, I'm going to sell that hat. Libra hat. I'm going to sell the Libra hat. I don't know if I should sell it. I will. Maybe I will. I don't know. Mars enters Libra on Monday. What does that mean?
I'm happy about that. Let me share why I'm happy about that. So other people know. Where Mars goes in your chart, that is the peak of your power. And where it's opposite is your weakest spot. And Mars, because it was retrograde for a long time, spent a ton of time in Aries, which is opposite my birth sign. So it was my energetic weakest spot. I have to actually say I had a pretty rough time life-wise during that spot. So my Mars is in Libra. So now it enters my peak strength. So I'm happy about this. But Mars is male energy. It's extroverted. It's kind of aggressive, action oriented, but it's in this Venus space. So it's weird. It's Mars in a Venus space. So it is, again, initiative, wanting to drive things, but it's driving things through other people and through soft skills and through influence. So it's kind of soft Mars versus Mars in its home sign of Aries, which would be, you know, we're just going to break the damn door down and
Get out,
blow shit up. Now it's we're going to convince our neighbor to blow the door down and blow shit up. So it's
Dolly said something that's scaring my soul. It's scaring my witch soul, Matthew. She said no wanes. The moon is waxing right now.
Yeah, it's waxing.
We just had a new moon in Virgo.
It's waxing.
And my 4th grade teacher verified my grandma, my gypsy grandmother's story of the moon with Oreo cookies. That once you wax your car and it's brand new and clean, it wanes. And then once your car has been in the wane for all those days and it's completely waned out and it's so black and dirty you can't see it, then you polish it and you wax it. And then you wax it till it's clean again. And like, that's how I learned.
Waxing
visually.
Going to full moon and then waning is.
Yeah. And how we use it, I know there's a lot of like, if it's waxing, you have to be building. And if it's waning, you have to be releasing. And then some witches believe the absolute opposite. I really think depending on like your cycle, on how connected you are with the moon. And I mean, you may not even give a crap. It depends. I know new moons and full moons are a great time to set out your water for your plants. It's a great time to do your farming. Farmers would know this. Planting, blooming, blossoming, pollinating, all of those cycles, menstruating, as long as you're natural and aren't medically or synthetically altered or influenced in some way, Monsanto or Pfizer otherwise, then you're going to be able to be in sync with other things around you. And you can do with it as you want. Build and release at will, as needed, as Mother Nature provides. So I always think that's really cool. And knowing that the moon is going to be in that building space and it's going to be in a fire space, it's going to be that kind of getting really into the back to school, opening the windows, feeling like you can clean, you can get situated, you can do things. And when I think of Mars, I think of Total Recall. I think of Arnold Schwarzenegger, get your ass to Mars, which isn't necessarily the best visual. That whole movie was really weird. Like, open your mind. Like, all of it was really weird. If you've not seen that movie, see the first one, not the second one. But let's bring it full circle because we're down to the last 10 minutes. So we want to leave it open for any questions. I know we have a lot of people joining us from Instagram and Facebook and all sorts of places. So it's wonderful to see new and old faces. Can't really see your faces, but you know what I mean. But let's bring it full circle to Tuesday. So next Tuesday will be Time Travelers. It'll be a full 7 days from now. It'll be Tuesday, September 14th. Oh my God, we'll be halfway through the month. That's ridiculous. And what's going to happen is no more Virgo energy. That's okay. But then, of course, that sign I don't like to see. The sun in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces. What do you think when you see that?
I gotta add though, when it moves, and I know we got a couple of years yet because this actually gives me heartburn, even though it's far off. Does Neptune and Pisces bother you more than when Neptune will be in Aries?
What was that question again?
So I know Neptune and Pisces bothers you, but won't it bother you more when it moves into Aries? Because then you have dreams.
No,
and combined.
I can deal with.
Do it.
I can deal with killers.
Okay. All right.
And that's honestly.
I didn't want to like derail our conversation. And my kids now.
When does that happen? Does that happen in 2024?
I think it's 2024, 2025.
Oh my God.
Sorry. We're jumping ahead, but when Pluto goes to Aquarius, which is rebellious, and you look back on history, really bad stuff happens. And when Neptune's in Aries, historically, really bad stuff happens. Last time Pluto.
Nero sat on a hill and watched things burn. I'm pretty sure.
Pluto was in Aquarius was the revolution. The last time Neptune was in Aries was the Civil War.
Is that like the Byzantine Empire?
You're gonna have both, and you can go back even historically. It's like more than that. It's like really bad stuff with those two. And they're both going to be in those signs like in 2025, 26. So that's when like everything's going to blow up. Anyway,
Good times and
opposite is, I feel like I'm like maybe it's just because I had a really shitty week like 2 weeks ago. I feel like I'm like the bluebird of happiness. I get heads in
and then we're all gonna shit ourselves.
I get heads
then it's
in
gonna get
freezers,
even worse.
people buried in backyards. Now I'm talking about like
then your head's gonna be in a freezer.
All right, so opposite is tension. So now we have Sun in Virgo, so it's your external energy and that very analytical, organized. You know, Virgos. I would want a Virgo for an accountant. I would want a Virgo to organize my garage. Very, very organized space. Having tension with this whole dreamy, deceptive Neptune, introspective in Pisces. This is almost like, this is going to be a weird one. Like me saying, you know what? I may actually like do a musical career and actually like start singing. And then the Virgo energy is, your voice sucks. You can't do it. It's that kind of, these dreamy, wonderful things. And then the Sun is like your reality check of, yeah, this doesn't add up. You can't do that. Or, you know, I'm going to be a professional basketball player. And they'll be like, hey, you're an old guy and you're short. You know, it's like, it's just, that's the tension I see. You got these dreams, and then your Sun in Virgo is like the reality of, yeah, this ain't going to happen.
Well, it's funny that you should mention that, because I think the play on fantasy and reality and dreams, what we want to happen, I think in my own space, you know, I just recently renewed my lease with kind of these goals of certain things to happen in my studio space. But then I still have my Monday through Friday 9 to 5 because I'm still keeping in touch and anchored with Virgo, my budget, my reality, my to-do list, the things that I know I need. I hate to use the N word, but need, compared to, you know, what I'd love. I'd love to be, you know, doing women's retreats all over the world where people pay me $8,000 a ticket to come and hum in a certain tune, and everyone drinks, you know, virgin mimosas and floats around on hovercrafts. Like, that would be the bomb. But that's not going to happen. That's not real. That's not going to happen. So, like, finding that middle ground, finding what it is that is doable, that is manageable, a compromise, a Venn diagram somewhere in the middle, the gray, you know, a no man's land.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I have to explain why I'm distracted. We're talking about all this stuff, and I happen to look up, and on my window, because right in front of me is window from my office, is this big frog splayed out.
Oh, he's naked and squatted out.
I didn't expect to look up in the middle of all this and see this frog all splayed out in front. So I apologize. Total squirrel moment there. But
we thought you were laughing at something in the chat.
I wasn't laughing at the chat. I wasn't laughing at anybody on here. I'm laughing at
He's looking at frogs.
This frog right in front of me, flat up on the window. Sorry.
That's a sign of money, you know, or at least they say, the gypsies say, a toad is a sign of money. But that's not a toad.
I've had hawks. I've been like researching hawks for things, because I've had hawks this last week, like buzzing my head and stuff. And
what did you find out?
And then like landing in like trees and like staring at me. It depends on the tradition. Some of it's bad. Some of it's like somebody you know is going to die. Some of it is like a warning. Some of it is, if they look at you, it's a good thing. If they turn their back to you, it's a bad thing. But they were looking at me, so I'll take that's a good thing. But yeah, tradition you wanted to follow as to what it actually meant.
I think like Cherokee, Creek, Ojibwe, Norse, most heathen, pagan, like a lot of that animal symbology. The bird is usually a messenger, whether it's the dove in the Bible carrying an olive branch, or Hugin and Mugen giving Odin something, you know, in exchange for his eye. It's news. And I love it that they are an animal that can talk if you cut their tongue, and that, you know, aside from pigeons, are still used to this day on the London Tower to deliver messages. They actually have their own Twitter account. You can follow the birds of London Tower. That's neat. They're a messenger bird, and how you take the message is going to decipher if it's good or bad, positive or negative, in context. Where were you seeing them?
One was during the investigation I did on Savannah Dead out at the battlefield. We had one actually like going from tree to tree while we were investigating, watching us do the investigation. Mm-hmm. And then I had to go to the office today, which was a rare thing, but we had this very nice trail by a lake And so at lunch, I'm like, I'm going to get my exercise in. I'm going to go do a walk. And when I was doing the walk, all of a sudden out of one of the trees, this hawk comes like right by me and lands in another tree and was staring at me.
So cool.
Like,
I love that.
Something with hawks 2 times in 4 days because it was Friday and 5 days.
I'm always looking at the time. I'm always looking at the context. And there have been some like really funny moments between my sister and I like where I kid you not, we'd be doing like a paranormal investigation. A bird would just boom and hit the window and, die. And somebody'd be like, oh, what does that mean? I'd be like, a bird just died. Is that good or bad? I'm like, well, it's bad for him. Like we had this moment where I felt really dry, but it was like, I mean, it depends. Did you know the bird? Was that your pet? Like we just had this ongoing, and my sister and I were just laughing, and no one else, of course, thought it was funny. That's kind of how the things in the universe are. They're just, tools to enlighten us. So hopefully those hawks were like buzzing from one tree to the next and dangling money, or they're signs of good health. Aren't they a health bird in most native? I don't know. What'd you find out, Matt?
Well, I got to do more research, but when I did it, it was like, it was bad because like the things I looked up had like 9 different explanations and they were all different. So I'm like, okay, I don't know exactly what to do with this. So,
okay. Well,
so total skeptics would be like, that's the whole point. They'll just throw enough stuff out there and then you'll find something that fits. But
I mean, the archetype thing, right? The psychoanalysis is you write it down and then you look at or define the attributes that make that. So like a hawk is a predatory bird. It's a raptor. It's got great eyesight. I think of the Beastmaster, how he'd send it out to go perch and go look and go view. And so that's a bird, much like a drafter for an architect or a surveyor. They're out looking and pondering and viewing because there's a suggestion that there might be a move or a big change about to happen. Or like the owl. It's a predominantly nocturnal bird.
Wanted to add to pepper. Owl is like actually my favorite animal. So
and like Secret of Nim or in all of the, Winnie the Pooh or even Bambi, like in literature, they're always in their little hole, wise because they're up in the night and they can see and they fly quietly. It's always really scary how big and fluffy they are, yet how quiet they move through the forest. They're sneaky things, but they're beautiful and powerful. But those are attributes, attracted to that creature. And so it's kind of supposed to be attracted to that moment and context that you see that sign. And there's no right or wrong, right? A vulture, something's going to die. Maybe something's already dead or that something's being recycled. Vultures also have amazing stomach healing ability. They can eat rotting flesh and still not get sick. So it's a sign that you're able to recycle something quite putrid and survive. That's a good sign. But anyway, guys, it's already 10 o'clock. We made it through the week. And I want to thank you guys for joining us for every week, every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time here on the Paranormal channel, but also on my YouTube channel and also on Facebook and social media, wherever you're joining us. Where's your favorite spot, Matt? I mean, well, don't pick a favorite. Don't pick a favorite. Don't pick a favorite. We don't want to make anybody jealous.
Yeah.
Because you better say my channel. But then I thought, well, I know it's probably the Paranormal channel, but it better be my channel. So then don't say.
This is your thing. But yeah, definitely check out the Paranormal channel. Definitely check out Sarah's website and my on Facebook, Autumn Moon Astrology. I just actually got that up and rolling. So if you know anybody that likes that kind of stuff, share it, please.
Yes. And share on our Facebook, we've got the Astrology and Alchemy. You guys can join there, any / or Googles, or just from wherever you're joining us right now. Follow the links, follow the comments below. Matt and we really try and do a great job of following up with all of you. So if you send us a message or you send us a question, we will do our very best to get to you. And for those asking, like, when are we going to be covering specific things other than just weekly astrology? We're going to be doing that this fall as the back to school. You guys, Matt, he has quadruplets +1. So he is a father, and able to, and a businessman and a husband. So he's micromanaging a lot of things in that back to school time. I kind of am always thinking of that. Like if I'm like, oh, I got my 2 kids. And then I'm like, some people have 7 or 8 or 9, or Matt had 4 babies all at once. Like, I just can't. So I am completely humbled. We are not worthy. We are not worthy. I don't know how you did it. So
I,
as this time passes.
I didn't do it well. I just kind of like bumbled my way through it. To be honest, it's just you're kind of in it, and you just have to do it, and so you just do it. I
You
did
did
the
a
best
great
I
job.
could. I did the best I could. That's the one thing I can tell my kids. No matter what,
Yeah.
I did the best I could.
And he takes his children out every breakfast for Saturday. He takes one of his kids out every Saturday for a breakfast, which I think they're all in college now. But for an adult father to still have that day of the week to be able to go and touch base with his kids individually, when you know how important it is if you're, a sibling that's close together or quadruplets, like that attention to detail. It's those little things that I think are really important. So I'm excited to be associated with awesome people. If you are watching the show now, Luna, Mary, Pepper, all of you in the chat room, all of you trolling, not making yourself known, we see you.
That was
We
my computer too. Somebody asked that little beep. I got a little notification, which that was me. So somebody
and,
asked. I just wanted to
and
ignore it.
everything's okay, right?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all fine.
The notification.
It's just another Tuesday, guys. Calm down. It's just an apocalypse.
Yeah, I gotta go back and see if I triggered anyone with my flu comment.
Didn't trigger anyone. Who cares? We don't care.
I do because I'm the air and the earth. I'm the dust storm.
Well, I don't.
Bits of
So if
earth.
I hurt your feelings tonight, everyone, I don't care. Matt will go over and help you feel better. I won't. That's not what I do. Unless it's Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Well, Tuesday through Thursday, 9 to 5. And then in which case I will. It's a whole nother
I
story.
actually try, but I have like no water, so I suck at it. I'm like the person that actually like tries. Just does a really lousy job with it. That's me because I have no water, so it's. I'll actually try to be like empathetic and things, and it's air, so it's just.
Yeah, no worries. You guys, for all of you alchemists out there, you appreciate our humor, and for those of you who aren't, hopefully you do as well. But we appreciate you joining us, and hopefully you'll join us next Tuesday. We'll be here. Will you be here next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time? And if you just can't wait until then, Matt will be on his Sunday Night Dead this Sunday. What are you doing this Sunday, Matt? Do you know?
We may be going back to the horror movie. We're doing our Field of 64, like March Madness. We're doing October Madness, trying to like nominate the best horror movie ever. So we might go back to that. We're down to 16.
Best horror movie ever?
Yeah.
What's your vote?
Well, the leader is the 16 that are left. Everybody thinks that Exorcist will win, but if there's going to be an upset, I'm going to say it's the way that this bracket has gone out. Because what happens is we did it by random. We picked 64 and then we randomly matched them up. So it's kind of weird how it's all gone down. My dark horse is Sinister.
Your dark horse. Have I seen Sinister? I don't think I've seen that.
That's worth seeing.
Well, I know
the little movie shorts bug me. That's why that one might make it, because it's like people dying in really like gross ways.
What is it? The Nicole Kidman movie about the aliens and they're spitting in people's mouths and they're spitting in the dining room water in the conference meeting so that people get the sickness. It's
I know that one.
Man, that movie really bothered me. It was almost the scene from Poltergeist where he pukes up the thing out of the darn tequila bottle.
I don't know if I know that one.
I want to add it to your list because recently that's one of those ones that I thought, gosh dang it, this movie really gives me the creepies. And Nicole Kidman's got a lot of those kind of fun ones like that I think go. But then there's also kind of a weird one called, I don't know, it's kind of inappropriate. So, but your kids are adults now. Stroker, not stroke isn't what you might think. Stoker. No R. Stoker. Okay. It's weird.
Okay. Don't know that one.
Anyway, so you guys, I want to know your weird, dark, crazy horror movies as we get geared up for October. Sunday Night Dead. I'm going to do my best to be there so that we can chat. If we're talking about dark, scary, crazy movies, bring your scary, crazy movie stories.
I'll add real quick. If you want to go back on Paranormal Channel and see what we did on Sunday, we did a live investigation from a Revolutionary War battlefield Friday and then broadcast it on the channel on Sunday. So if you like that kind of stuff, come back and check out what we just did 2 nights ago.
Yeah. What Revolutionary battlefield were you at?
Guilford Courthouse. It's the one that actually kind of locked up the whole revolution. It's like right here. Everybody says like North Carolina, they all think Civil War, Civil War. There's like Revolutionary War stuff around here. No Civil War stuff.
That's so cool. I love history stuff. I just had an embarrassing moment, like an Antique Roadshow embarrassing moment recently where I thought I had, oh, I'm not wearing it. I thought, so this old, beautiful, old, wrinkly, old, beautiful, wrinkly old man, he gave me this antique bullet. And he's like, oh, darling, if you're part Irish, you got to have this, remember. And he grabbed this thing, and it was like $4. And I was like, what is it? And he's like, I don't know. It's an Irish bullet of some kind of the great, remember. And I was like, this guy's so cute. Whatever it is, give it to me. I'll buy it. I bought it. I'm like showing it to people. I'm like, this is an ancient thing. Look at how ancient and cool this is. And someone was like, that's a drafting pen. That's a brass drafting pen. See, look, if you can just turn it. And I was like, I'm an idiot. Like, I was really embarrassed. So I've had that moment recently, and I associate that with the Revolutionary because I like to go dig in for things when I'm there paranormal investigating. I like to find architects' pieces too, like bullets and little things, like Gettysburg things. You're not supposed to take.
It's a cool place. If you ever come out here, it's a cool place to like it's freaky. I had a friend from Colorado come out, and they had all kinds of weird experiences out there.
Depending on how the future war and apocalypse goes, we are trying to plan a spring event to do Trans-Allegheny, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe we should just do a whole weekend and do all sorts of cool stuff and not just do one location like other people do, but do like a pub crawl. It'll be a
Yep.
hover.
I got a couple of cool spots right here before Trans-Allegheny. So yeah, it'd be cool.
Okay.
Anyway, we did that with the Colorado folks. It'd be cool.
All right. We're doing it. Guys, send us your thoughts. Check us out. Check Matt out on Sunday Night Dead. And then if all else, see us next Tuesday here at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Or else I'll come and find you. So thank you for joining us tonight on Astrology and Alchemy. Have a great week, guys.
You as well.